And good afternoon. Welcome to U.S. Fleet Tracking's Drill Down Show. We hope you made it to GPS Tracking Academy along with Drew and Edwin and Megan on chat. I'm Mark, and we're here to bring you the Drill Down Show. Now, that's a more in-depth look at a particular feature or two of our system. And today it's really tapping into extra features. We will look at a few particularly in depth and remind you of a few others because the system is so much more than simply a location-based asset. You've got all of the value adds that really lend to the entire suite of products to help your company be more efficient, serve even as another employee, so to speak. Want to remind you, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and to you Facebook Live viewers, we welcome you. That's a new addition to our GPS Tracking Academy shows a few shows ago. And we have live tech support here at US Fleet Tracking, of which we're very proud of. The hours, Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that's Central Time. The phone number there, 405-726-9900. That's our great tech support staff right here on site at headquarters. If you have concerns, questions, or inquiries, you can reach them those hours. Remember, if you want to see archived videos, shows from the past, GPS Tracking Academy or the Drill Down, or install videos, anything like that, go to youtube.com/US Fleet Tracking. That's youtube.com/US Fleet Tracking, and you'll be able to see those shows on your own schedule, comfort of your home, office, wherever. And with that, we remind you, you can chat in questions, impressions of the show, anything you want to keep the conversation alive, and Megan will carry that conversation on or get the questions right to us. And our resident expert, Drew, will tackle them immediately. So the Drill Down Show today, talking about extra features. Drew, you know, there are such features as historical playback and alerts, reports, which add to an entire company's live GPS tracking solution. Today we're going to talk particularly about Geofence Alerts, how to set them up, how they can serve you, and our search module. So how about we go to Geofence Alerts first?
Sure, let's take a look. So again, we're on our demo company here down in Houston, Texas. They're a limousine company. And to create a geofence, you'll go under Alert Notifications, you go to Alerts, and then you'll click Create. This is your list of alerts. I've already created one here, the airport. And you have some options here. You can apply it to all devices or a single device. I've made apply to all devices, and this alert is going to notify whenever they go in, whenever they go out, all 24 hours a day. You can, if you have multiple geofences and you want to color code them, you can do that. You can pick a color right here. You can change the color of the geofence to whatever one you want. And then the other thing the geofence needs to know is who to notify whenever that vehicle enters or exits.
And that can be multiple
Absolutely.
folks being notified.
Yep. I put a person in here into the contact list. If you need to add one, you just click on contacts, create, you enter in their information, all there. You'd save it, and then it would show up here on the list.
Now, you mentioned 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. If we want that to be as long as until we make that alert go away, you're set up now for that, right? Mm-hmm. Until you delete that alert. What if I simply want it tomorrow? I simply delete it after that time?
That's right.
Okay.
Or you could go into the alert and then you could uncheck the recipients, and then nobody would receive the alert. So that way.
You leave it set up and then you start adding recipients as you want it again.
Exactly.
Okay.
So again, you can pick the options to send an email, to send a text message, however you want to do it. And the other great thing about the geofence is you can modify the shape. So they're a limousine company, and I thought, you know, maybe they want to know when their guys go to the airport. So you can see on the map, there's the George Bush International Airport. So we'll zoom, pardon me. So you can drag the corners, you can make this shape whatever shape you want it to be. I'm just going to grab some of the streets here around the airport.
And not only whatever shape, but whatever size, however minute or large.
That's correct. So here, we'll just make this.
Ah, you're turning it into an Etch-a-Sketch for those who remember that.
Yeah. So we'll bring this down just to show that the shape manipulates to whatever shape you want to make it, it can be that shape. So there's our airport geofence. We can set it to send the alerts, and then we'd click save. So there it is, it's set up all day, every day. Anytime one of the vehicles goes in and out of there, it's going to send that message. And you don't have to see the geofence on the map for it to be functioning. If you want, you can go under map control and you can turn off fences. Now it's still there, it's still functioning, it's still going to send the message whenever they go in and out of there. It's just not going to be visible on the map.
And if I have 50 of these such geofence alerts set up, they'll all go away but all appear when you check the fences box again?
Correct.
Okay.
So the other one that I thought they would want is garage. Now this
Okay.
is the garage where the cars go back to at the end of the day. And so again, you can manipulate the shape, you can change the color, and this one, we're going to have it, I'm not going to put a recipient on this one because I don't want to know every time they come in and out. But what I'm going to do is we're going to save this. And now, again, we've got the fences turned off. Here, we'll turn it, the visibility of the fence is turned off. We can turn that back on just so you can see where it is. We can go into the report system. We can do a geofence activity report for all devices. We'll go back to, you've got up to 90 days available by default. So we'll do for July through 31st through July 1st.
So very interesting. You're not wanting to be alerted each time someone goes in or out, but you want to be able to monitor it via a report, whether weekly or monthly.
Right. We set the airport one up to do an alerts, and I'm showing how you would set
Right.
one up to work with the report
With
system.
just reports, okay.
So back on this geofence activity report, we're going to pick the garage geofence. That's what I've named it. You can see over here on my list. So we're going to pick the garage, and this is for all vehicles. This is probably going to be a large report, but we'll click View Report. So the system will process it. And again, this is their garage for all their vehicles for the entire month. You know, the comings and goings. So there, it's done. You can go into the details of it, but the main thing I want to show here is that we can schedule this report to run monthly or weekly, Monday through Sunday. We can send it to whatever email we want, and then we would schedule the report. It probably won't do it because that's not an actual email. We'll do my usft.com.
Okay.
And then we would schedule the report.
And you get that success indicator. If you don't, you've left something off. You don't have to leave that to chance. It will tell you error occurred or something missing.
And now what I've done is I've just created an automatic vehicle log for me. Every week I'm going to get the log of the vehicles, the comings and goings. When did my cars leave the garage? When did they come back? This is the report you're going to see. You can see by the device. You see there's Sprinter, there's Mike. You know, you've got the whole report there for the activity.
So yes, by doing it that way, you have a comprehensive history simply by creating that report off that geofence.
Yep. And this shows you, here's an example of it. You know, Sprinter entered the zone on July 1st, and they've been there the whole time. So that vehicle is either not working or it's just parked there. But here's one, number 16 went in on the 1st and then left for a little bit and then came back. And so there, again, it's the log of this is what the vehicle's been doing, where they've been coming, where they've been going. And this is a geofence that we just created today, but we can go back and we can look at the past 90 days of history on that. So even though we just created the zone today, we can still run the report to see when the devices have come in and out of this area for the past 90 days.
Via historical playback.
Well, through that report. That report's going back through the whole month of July and finding the times that it went in and out.
So it will go retroactively those
Absolutely.
90 days.
Absolutely. It'll do retroactively, which is really great when, if for whatever reason, your vehicle you're tracking, you find a place of interest. maybe somewhere they shouldn't be, or somewhere where they should. You want to say, you know what, how many times is my guy, when is the guy going to the dump to dump his load, or when is he going over to the mall to slack off?
You want to see if that's a one-off or if that's a trend.
Exactly.
That's a lot of what the system can do, is give you that history, be able to determine again what really is, drill down into the company, know what's going on. Those reports, they can be as comprehensive as you want, but as you get familiar with them, you ask them for just what you need, and you can peruse them very quickly.
Absolutely. And the other feature we wanted to talk today about is the search.
Yes, it's not your grandfather's search, as they say.
That's right. So we're going to turn the fence visibility off so that way we don't see that here. Let's say MKT, he goes and he picks up the customer at the airport, and the customer says, oh, I just got in from overseas. I really love burgers. I want to know a burger place. So you'd look up hamburgers. And there you go. There's all the places around the airport that do hamburgers. Here's a Burger King. There's a Wendy's. There's there at the airport. And it will tell you whether, it will show you the details, when are the hours. There's Leah's Drive-In. They say, take me to a local place. I want to get that Houston flavor.
And that green circle tells you it's during operating hours.
Right. And again, we use Google Maps for the underlying technology, and so we get the rating there from the Google Maps business reviews. You can see the business rating, you can see the hours, you can get the phone number there. You can say, there you go, Mr. Customer, let me find this for you.
Much more than knowing where you're trying to go and putting that in and it telling you where that is. You get an education on what's around you.
Right. And you'll see some of these are gray. This is Burger World, hours unknown. Mm-hmm. So, it shows up in the results, but you don't have the full details on it. So that's what the color coding is there for that. And again, the search, you can search for whatever kind of business you want. If they need a gas station, there you go. You can find the gas stations in the area. The search is, I think a lot of people, when they see the search, they think it's going to search through the information that they've put into the system, and that's not what it does. What it does is it's using the Google search to search the Google Maps for that area for
for everything
term,
relating just to what you've put.
For the term that you've put in.
Yes, and much more pertinent information. You have a blown tire, and you happen not to have a clue, if you're a traveling salesperson, what is around you. You can put that in. Tire shops, it'll tell you that, give you the same info on open and the hours, and even the Google reviews, as Drew alluded to.
It'll show you their star rating. Here's USA Tire and Wheel. And right there's a link to the website, which will open right there.
Okay.
But so the search function is really, really powerful for the customers that, especially for those that have dispatching, so to speak. With the service, you get an unlimited number of logins with various levels of permissions. It's not uncommon for a company to have a master login that sees every single vehicle, and then a sort of a dispatch person who has login with limited functionality. And so you would maybe have your dispatcher be able to find the thing for everybody to say, when the guy radios in and says, hey, this customer wants, he's getting in and he's going hunting, he needs to find a rifle store. So he needs to find a rifle, so you could look for a gun shop. And there you go. And so it's not just on the map, it's also it puts it in a list. If you want to look at it that way, you can do it that way as well. But it's an extremely powerful tool, and I think it's one that's really underutilized.
And as we know, few days go as we expect or predict them to go. So this search, as Drew said, you can utilize it anytime in a number of ways, and it is a really ramped up search over the last months that we offer now. Mm-hmm. And to that point, as we mentioned in GPS Tracking Academy, if there's some feature or some element that you feel you could use with your business and your currently a customer or looking to just build out your live GPS tracking through US Fleet Tracking, let us know. Call tech support, call your sales representative. Let us know what that is. And many times it has been something apropos to our entire system we thought would help a large list of our clients.
In fact, if you want to go back to the map system, I can show you one that we had incorporated.
Okay.
I'll turn the the fences back on so you can see the geofence. And now I've clicked on it so I can go back to the options. I can drag it around the map if I want to reposition it. But one of the features that was requested that we added was I can give a speed limit to this geofence to say, we're going to say the speed limit in here is 45 miles per hour. And so now any time anyone exceeds that speed limit within this area, it will send me the alert to let me know, hey, this person has violated the speed inside that geofence. Very, very helpful for companies where you want to have school zones.
Exactly.
If they're carrying hazardous loads or whatever it is, where they have certain areas where they're only supposed to go certain miles per hour. It's really great.
And what this does is teach positive trends. If they get flagged a few times, it's to their best interest to start not speeding through those, say, school zones.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a reprimand. It's simply teaching those positive habits and having folks realize what they're doing and then adhere to it the way it needs to be done.
Absolutely.
All righty. Anything else on that?
That's pretty much it. We've shown the two ways that you can use the geofence, in real time, so to speak, with the alert system as the vehicles go in and out, and then also retroactively with the report system to get the summary of the activity inside that geofence. That's really the two great ways to use it. And then we've shown that you've got the options that you can change on it. You can turn off the visibility but still keep it functioning. You can change the color of it if you want to color code them. If you have multiple geofences, you can do that. You can apply it to certain times of day. If you want to have another geofence you want to put on top of this one that's anti-theft, that say works for after hours, and that will notify you if a vehicle leaves, so that way it works as sort of a theft alert.
Okay.
You would use it that way as well.
Andrew, would you mouse over to the blue circle question mark? If you don't want to call tech support, along all of our offerings, you have that video tutorial there.
Yeah, I wanted to get into this alert menu to show this blue one here. You can see that the video it's going to load here, this video is related to the alert system and how to set up the alerts. Whereas if we come over here to the report system that we looked at earlier, this one, when we click on that, it won't load because the other one's there. Just a second. Because it'll load one video at a time. If we go into the report system and then click on that, it's going to load a video that talks about the reports. So any menu you see that has the blue question mark symbol, it's going to play a contextual video related to that function to further explain it. In case if you want to brush up on it, or if you just want to look at it, and we're not available if it's outside the hours of 7 to 7, Monday through Friday, or Saturdays 9 to 4.
Very good, and it can be a great training tool for you and your entire team. You can get everyone together and watch those very short, succinct videos, and then if you want to go deeper, there are certain archived videos on youtube.com/US Fleet Tracking. There are recorded shows and install videos and some others that you can take a look at, again, on your own timetable. So with that, I want to remind you about tech support. The hours here of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, that's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central on Saturdays, 7 to 7, 5 days a week. All Central Times, the phone number 4057-26-9900. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. It's another great way to know what's going on within the company and to communicate with us as well. And thanks for joining us, Facebook Live viewers. And with that, I thank Edwin over there handling all the important buttons and Megan on chat. And for Drew, I'm Mark. We thank you for being very valued US Fleet Tracking customers. We'll see you in 2 weeks with another GPS Tracking Academy and the Drill Down Show. Have a great weekend, folks.